Hello, my name is Wesley and I'm a NinjaTrader representative. I wanted to share a quick tip with you today, and that tip is understanding the chart panel context menu. You may access this menu within each panel of the chart by right-clicking within the chart price scale. Now the first item we have in this menu is our Move Up feature. And since this panel is already on top, we will not be able to move it up. But we can move down, so if I click on that move down, you'll see that that top panel has moved to the bottom. Now if I right mouse click once more, I can move that back to the top by using that move up function. We also have available our maximize. So if I click on maximize, it will maximize that panel within the chart window. And if I want to restore it, I can also do that through that menu. Now if I want to go ahead and remove a panel from the chart, I can select remove, and I will only have that one panel in the chart. We also have our properties menu. So within the chart panel properties, we have a few parameters we can configure here. We have our range, which is set to automatic, meaning the scaling of the chart will be automatic. Now we can set that to a custom range if we'd like by selecting fixed and then defining that range with these maximum and minimum parameters. So if I wanted to change the maximum to 1400 points, you can see when I click apply that that has changed the maximum of that chart to 1400 points. Now when it is set to automatic, you can see that we have margin here instead. So we can change our margin type. Currently that is set to %, and it has 3% up for our lower margin and upper margin. We can change that percentage if we'd like. And you can see that I have a 50% lower margin on that chart. We could also base that off of price. So if we wanted our lower margin to be 100 points, we could configure that from that lower margin box. We have our scale based on. Currently that's set to screen date range, which means that it will only calculate off of the bars that are shown within the current range. If we set that to entire date range series only, that will be based upon all the data that is loaded in the chart. We also have our horizontal grid lines. We have our interval type as well as the value. Currently that is set to ticks. The value is set to 0. So with the value set to 0, it will automatically set that range. And we can change that for either ticks or points. So if we wanted to have a horizontal grid line for every 10 points, we could configure that way and click apply. You'll see that I do have a horizontal grid line plotted every 10 points. Now we could also change that to ticks if we want and configure that accordingly. So I set that to 50 ticks. You can see that I have a horizontal grid line every 50 ticks there on my chart panel. Lastly, here we have our scale type, which is set to linear. We can also set that to logarithmic if we'd like, to display an exponential scale. Thank you for letting me provide you with this brief demonstration, and happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader.